Here's a look at our radar from this morning. We were mostly dry here in South Jersey. A couple of showers sparked up in Atlantic County and moved east, but that was it for us here. And not only was it mostly dry, it is mostly warm this afternoon. We have a warm front located to our north that's bringing in southwesterly winds, and as a result, we're well into the 60s here. In fact, high temperatures in Mainland in the northern half of the state, only 55 to 60. We're going to be 70 to 75 for today. Here's a big story across the country. Hurricane Zeta, which is poised to be the 11th storm to make landfall across the continental United States when it does so in southeastern Louisiana this evening. We have a hurricane warning in effect for southeastern Louisiana, including New Orleans. Tropical storm warnings in orange here, and that goes well inland here. Several counties inland as you get into Mississippi and Alabama. Track of the storm pretty much follows the weather alerts here, and it will turn into a post-tropical cyclone once it gets past about Atlanta, and then we can see that remnant storm, the center of that remnant storm, pass through Cape May County as we get into the night tomorrow night. So it's all part of our double trouble of storm systems that we're going to see. We've been talking about it all week. Zeta is going to pass first, then we get a strong low pressure system to follow in its footsteps. This low pressure system has brought record cold to Texas and the Great Plains, and even snow into New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas as well. Here's an update to our storm timeline. Rain does look to begin earlier now, so now we're talking about a 36-hour event. What I will say, though, is that there's only 2 pockets of heavier rain. That's Thursday morning and then during the PM rush. In fact, we could get into a little bit of a break, and we will, for many of us, as we go into the evening hours on Thursday in between Zeta and that second low pressure system. Worst of the winds still look to be Thursday night into Friday. They'll be blowing onshore from the north and east, but then turn to the north, and that's good news because we're only expecting minor flood stage with the tides on Friday. Here's a look at our radar here. A couple of showers will develop early on Thursday. Then the rain becomes heavier as we go into Thursday morning. A little bit of a break maybe for those of you in Cape May County. The southern boundary of that rain is going to be very close to us here. It's only going to be a matter of miles to determine whether it's wet or dry during the mid and early afternoon hours on Thursday. But the center of the low pressure system from Zeta does pass Thursday evening. That renews our rain. It's going to be a heavy, soaking, windy kind of evening here. Then as we go into Friday night, or excuse me, our Thursday night, the rain is lighter, but it's still on the steadier side. Second shot of low pressure will come through with that closed low that brought all that snow into the southern plains. Enhanced rainfall to our south. I think for us it's a light rain, but it's a steady rain that continues until it ends on Friday early afternoon. In terms of total rainfall, generally between 1.5 inches to 2 3/4 inches of rains. Heaviest totals north of the White Horse Pike, especially in Ocean County. Seeing some numbers here just a little bit above 2. I wouldn't be surprised if some places got close to 3 in Long Beach Island and Manahawkin, and then we have the coastal flooding on top of that. Be prepared for closed roadways for an hour or two, as well as be sure to move your cars. This is going to be for everywhere, but then as we go into the PM high tide, looks to just be in some of the back bays as well as the Barnegat Bay here, just in minor flood stage as our winds do turn to the north. We have that full moon on Halloween. In terms of wind gusts here, I think the mainland's just regularly gusty is what we'll say. Along the shore in the 40s here. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you got the 50 miles an hour, and I would be concerned for isolated power outages there. For today, it's a warm but mostly cloudy afternoon, well above where we will be in the northern half of the state, 10 to 15 degrees above. It's the calm before the storm this evening. It's a good night for some outdoor dining. I'll be doing that myself, getting it in before we get the rain on Thursday. Temperatures falling into the 50s here, so it's a mild night, but the rain does come, and the rain will pour as we go into Thursday morning, and it will be heavy at times, again, especially late morning and then during the PM commute into the early evening. I think after about 8 o'clock, we will be lightening up. Here's a look at our mainland 7-day forecast. Friday is just a raw day. Even when the rain ends, I don't think we see much sunshine, and then we get our first widespread freeze of the year as we go into Halloween morning. That's going to end the growing season for many of us. The weekend, well, Halloween's looking cold, but sunny. Sunday is more seasonable. And then look at that. High temperatures only in the 40s for our highs on Monday. It will be a windy day as well with winds from the west. Then we try to moderate as we go into Election Day. I'll be at Pleasantville High School for the evening forecast. We're going to talk more about this system. You can follow me on social media for the latest, or you can always come back to our website at thepressofac.com/weather.